Hi, Sagittarius. Happy November. It's my favorite time of year. It feels like a good month to me, too. Sagittarius, what's going on with you guys? A lot. A lot's been going on with you guys. You guys have had Jupiter in your sign, which is the sign, or it's the planet of abundance, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, all these things are going to happen for me, this year. And it's true. A lot of things have happened for you this year. Maybe always not in the way that you expected them to happen, right? Everybody's like, oh, Jupiter, the planet of abundance. So, am I going to get wealthy, or am I going to get all these things that I want are going to come in? Not necessarily. Could be. Very much could be. It's typically towards the end of Jupiter being in your sign, getting closer to your birthday here, Sag, that things really start to manifest. It's like the culmination of what's been going on over the past year. So, for instance, you could have had like an abundance of nightmares happen in your life, or an abundance of confusing situations. But it's all those things that have been coming in and expanding with Jupiter in your sign that have allowed you to know which direction you really want to take things. Jupiter really has a way of showing us what's important and where we want to go, right? What needs to be worked on, what we need less of in our lives, and what we want more of, right? Where we want more abundance, where we can manifest more abundance in our lives. I know that I'm a Scorpio, so I know that when Jupiter was transitioning in our sign before yours, that there was, I would say there was an abundance. There was an abundance of lessons and craziness, but towards the end of that Jupiter cycle, let me tell you what, I really had a clear understanding of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. And I think that's a lot of what Jupiter does, is it brings in those insights, and it expands our knowledge and our awareness. I think it really expands our awareness a lot. And so I hope that you guys are going through that, and that you have taken everything that's been going on over the last year, and that you were planning and preparing for your solar return for your birthday, having a better idea of what it is in your life that no longer serves you, and also what you want more of in your life and where you can see yourself going. So I'm super excited about it. Let's go ahead and see what's in store for the month of November. We have the Four of Swords. I'll show you the cards in a sec. Underneath that, we have the King of Rods. Wow. The Hermit, the Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Give me just a second, Sag. I'm already getting emotional during this reading. I'm already getting emotional, and I'll explain to you guys why. There is definitely like a lot of reflection going on for you guys right now. And like I said, a lot of that is about wrapping up that Jupiter transition in your sign. And really taking a look at the past year and the things that you've gone through and the lessons you've learned, and figuring out where you're going to take that information, and truly sitting with yourself and coming up with a plan. Because it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. Your first card is the Four of Swords. This is a card of recuperation. This is a card sometimes of recovering from illness, recovering from mental or emotional anxiety. And you guys just need a time of recuperation and rest. It's really important. And one of the reasons it's really important is because right underneath that, you have the King of Rods. This is all about being very action-oriented and enthusiastic, and this is a go-to guy, and it's a king. But I want you guys to understand that in general readings, there's no gender here. So if this is representing you guys, which I feel that it does, it's talking about taking that time to kind of recover a little bit, because it's go time. It's time to manifest. It's time to be enthusiastic. It's time to take some of those plans that you've thought about and that you've been pondering, and to go with it. And this also is a card of creativity and enthusiasm for production of that creativity. This is very much an action-oriented go card. Absolutely. King of Rods stands for somebody who's very action-oriented and motivated and enthusiastic and creative. Interesting that those two energies together. And I'm telling you what, actually, let me reverse these so you can see the direction. So really, like, if you guys have been going through something and you've had a lot of, either anxiety or even like physical health issues, or you're just tired or you're feeling exhausted, I'm really encouraging you to take some time out and to rest up, because you've got a lot of good things coming up, and it's going to come time here pretty soon, if not even now, for you to get up and go and start manifesting some of the things that you've been thinking about. This is all about taking action on those plans, right? And so if you guys need to take some time out and recuperate so you don't burn your candle at both ends, I highly suggest that you do that. Again, this reading is really, really, really about reflection. You have that with the Hermit card, which is a major arcana, which means this is a major life theme going on for you right now. And this is all about going within to seek answers, It could be that you go to someone else maybe who's a little bit wiser on situations to get some advice, but a lot of times the Hermit can be very internal. And in this reading, I feel like it is. I feel like you need to sit with yourself and ponder things and think things and feel things through. And that the only way that you're going to come up with the answers that you're looking for, Sag, is to find them within yourself, because they're there. But again, this is about taking some quiet time out. And I've got a number of Sag friends. My moon is in Sagittarius, and so I love randomly being able to call my Sag friends, and they're just game for whatever. Let's go. Sagittarius, you guys are a go-go sign. You're a fire sign. You're energetic. You can't be contained. You have to go. I see so many of my Sagittarius friends seriously burn themselves the heck out, because you guys sometimes you just try to do too much. It's just too much. You always have to have your life filled with all kinds of activities and all kinds of people and going from here to there, and you don't give yourself enough time to process things. And I'm asking you to do that. I'm asking you to do that this month. You need to relax a little bit and take some time out and rest your body and rest your mind and contemplate and think deeply to come up with some of those answers that you just kind of ignore. A lot of times One of the reasons that we're so active and is a way of distracting ourselves. Because maybe we don't want to go that deep, right? Maybe if we just put it off, long enough and we keep ourselves busy, well, then we don't have to think about it. But Sag, if you contain all that stuff and it starts building up, no matter how many distractions you provide yourself and no matter what kind of busyness you create for yourself, you know what you're going to do? You're going to get sick. You're going to get sick because you're not taking enough time out to really process what's going on with your body or what's going on in your soul or what's going on in your mind. You have to allow time for healing and processing, Sagittarius. Regardless of how difficult or I need you guys to sit and be still. It's important. It's important this month. I need you guys to ask yourself some serious questions that you've been avoiding. Some hard questions. You have the Ten of Swords. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's not the best card in the world, but the good thing about the tens is they represent the end of cycles. Now, you guys have definitely been either stabbed in the back or, I mean, you literally have been crushed. You've died. You've died a little bit here. And the swords representing the ego or the mind. I mean, you have gotten to the point here where there's just no more tolerance. It's over. And this is not something that just came in and was shocking. This is something that's been working up to this point. This is something that's been coming in and it's finally accumulated and it's the end of a painful situation. It's the end of a really painful situation, Sagittarius. It's done. It's over. And maybe the Hermit helps you realize that. Maybe if you realize that this phase is over and it's done, there's no going back. Maybe the Hermit is partially asking, where do we go from here? Right? Next you have the Five of Cups. So you're disappointed by the end. You're disappointed by the painful end of things with the Ten of Swords, and you have a tendency to look at those 3 spilled cups in front of you, right? This is the card of sorrow and remorse. This is the card of looking back to the past and looking at spilled milk. Well, guess what, Sagittarius? Guess what looking towards the past and focusing on the past does? It causes depression. It causes depression because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't go back and do it differently. You can do it differently going forward, but you can't go back and change what's been done. There's some kind of disappointment here. Something, let me turn it this way. You wish that this had been a different outcome. Because the Ten of Swords is a painful end. And the Five of Cups is focusing on that painful end and wishing that it could be different, that it could have ended differently, that it wasn't like that. What I want you to notice, what's really important for you to notice about the Five of Cups is that he has 2 full cups behind him. And it's sunny over there. I mean, where he is, it's all rainy and dark and cloud and depressing. If he would just turn around and realize that there's opportunities, but he's not. He's focused on the past and everything that's been lost and all the bad things and all the wrong things. I need you guys to redirect your attention. I need you to redirect your attention and not be looking back at everything that's gone wrong and everything that you've lost. I need you to take time out and really think about what that loss has taught you. So it's like a different perspective on that loss. Instead of just mourning it and playing victim mode and saying, oh, woe is me, I need you to realize that that's the end of the cycle. And so it's important that you take what you need from that situation, because regardless of how hurtful a situation is, there is a lesson to be learned from it. There's a lesson to be learned from it. There's answers to be gleaned from it. So instead of looking at it with the Five of Cups perspective, I want you guys to look at it as the end of a difficult cycle. And I want you to rest and recuperate from it and allow yourself time to heal. And allow yourself time to get the answers from that situation instead of just focusing on how bad it was. What did it teach you? What things about that situation are you not willing to repeat? How are you going to move forward from that situation and into a direction that you want to go, that offers prosperity and excitement and creativity? Because this is where you're going. You just have to release a few things first, and you just have to give yourself time to mourn, honestly. You do have to give yourself time to mourn, but at the same time, it's also about releasing it as well and realizing that it is the end of a cycle. Take what you can from it and move forward. Give yourself some time. Interesting that you have the Knight of Cups here. The Knight of Cups is a very romantic guy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a guy either. You know, it's a very romantic energy. Interesting enough, like you guys are sitting here, mourning the loss of something. But again, if you don't look behind you and realize that those two cups are sitting there waiting for you behind you, and that there's like sunlight over here and things growing, you might miss the opportunity of the Knight of Cups, which could potentially be a new relationship coming in, some type of emotional fulfillment coming in, and a healing energy. A healing energy. Cups are water, they're emotion. So I want you guys, it's so important first of all, for you to get back in touch with yourself and give yourself enough time to recuperate and transition from one point to another. But it's also so important that you not get stuck in victim mode and focus on everything that's been lost and everything that's gone wrong, because you have some really good energy coming in here with the King of Rods, and guess what? It's coming in pretty quickly. It's coming in pretty swiftly, and it's coming in pretty quickly. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself by taking some time out and allowing yourself to heal so that you have the energy and you have the enthusiasm and you're ready for these new opportunities coming in. I do want to get a few clarifiers for this reading. Let's go ahead and clarify the Hermit and the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify the Hermit and the Ten of Swords. Just doesn't want to come out. I feel like this one. Five of Pentacles or Five of Earth. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Interesting. Interesting. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can be, a fear about not being, material or financial stability. you know, some people call it like the poverty card, right? But the thing about the Five of Pentacles is sometimes it's depicted as, you know, these forlorn people sitting outside of a church in the snow, and they're destitute and hungry and everything else. But you know what? The church is open, right? So they literally could walk right in the doors and get all the assistance and the love and the support that they needed just by walking through those doors. Again, there's a little bit of a victim mentality here, right? Looking at things that were lost. I mean, maybe you guys even lost a job because it is fear surrounding money. And there is some hesitation to accept help from others, you know? Sagittarius likes to be able to do stuff on their own. You know what I mean? They like to be able to be self-sufficient. They don't like the burden or the entrapment of feeling like they owe anybody anything. But I mean, definitely, like, I don't know. I'm saying what, like, with a painful end to something, or maybe you were you know, possibly in a relationship, you know, where there was some financial support there, and maybe that ended. I mean, there's so many possibilities here. But again, with the Hermit right above that, you guys are being asked to either seek some information, but I feel more along the lines that you're going to find the right answers within yourself as to how to handle this situation. But yeah, whatever it is, Sagittarius, at least it's been like mentally exhausting, mentally and emotionally exhausting for you guys. The loss and the pain of that situation has been just absolutely. You got to give yourself time to heal and reflect, Sagittarius, so that you're ready, because you guys need to be ready. Let's get some clarification on the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I'm kind of interested in this Knight of Cups. What does this represent? Definitely new, could be new love, something, and it could be newfound love for yourself even. It could be newfound love and creativity for what you're doing, especially with the King of Rods here, who is a very creative character, creative and enthusiastic and motivated. Interesting. Let's see what you got. Life experience. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. Wow. I'm telling you guys, you have something coming in. You really do. You have something coming in. And when that comes in, if it hasn't already, maybe you're even starting to see the effects of this, you know, because time is fluid. You might already be kind of seeing these things, or might have already been through them, or maybe you have yet to go through these things. But I tell you what, Sagittarius, you guys need to be on your game. And in order for you to be on your game, you really need to focus on releasing things that have caused you pain and struggle, and figure out how to move forward, because it's time. Like, it's going to be time here. It's going to be time. Things are really going to take off for you guys. I'm super stoked. And again, this is what Jupiter in your sign for this past year has been about, right? It's been about the abundance and accumulation of things to the point where it really, really gives you a clear perspective by the time your birthday comes up of where you want to head now, what's truly important, where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to take it. So sit with yourself, get all the answers, and do all the reflection, and take all the rest, because you've got some things coming up for you. It's going to be your solar return, Sagittarius, coming up here late November into December. It's almost time. It's almost time to start over again. So really think about it. Really think about where you want to head in life, and what's important and what needs to be left behind. Super important. All right, let's get an advice card. Advice card for Sag. I really love you guys. You're so sweet. You really are. You're such, open and friendly people. And at least the Sages I know would never intentionally hurt anybody. They're just freedom loving and just good. You guys have a good heart. You know what? Let me tell you something, Sagittarius. You guys need to start treating yourself as good as you treat others. Okay? I hope that you guys are hearing me when I say that. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to look right at you. You need to start treating yourself just as good, if not better, than you treat others. It's time to take some time out to focus on yourself and what you need and your goals, and give yourself time to process and recuperate, Sagittarius. It's so important. Let's see what your advice is. Dear wonderful you, intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone else get to know the real you, not the perfect, flawless mask you wear for others. No, it's time to reveal the cool one, the passionate one, the imperfect one that is totally you, without artifice or walls. Yes, you will be exposed and vulnerable for a time, but it will be so worth it. This is the only way you will know true closeness with others, and you will also be close to spirit and to us. There is amazing freedom that comes when you let go and just be yourself with another or a group. Release from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy is truly empowering. So may we support you wholeheartedly in this choice. You will know yourself better, and we hope learn to love yourself as much as we do. Life is about who we are with others, so share it. You will be so glad you did. Loving you so, so, so much. Wow. I really like that. I like that. It is so important for Sagittarius to be true to themselves, because otherwise they feel trapped, and Sagittarius cannot be trapped. You cannot be trapped. You cannot be enclosed. If Sagittarius feels trapped, they slowly die. Their spirit dies. Their health declines. Sag needs to be free like a bird. Sag cannot be caged. You should be able to be free to be yourself at all times, because you're such a beautiful person. And I'm talking to like all the Sages in my life, and there's quite a few of them. All of you are beautiful, beautiful people, and you should never be forced to be anything else but yourself. Ever. Don't allow anyone to do that to you. Don't allow yourself to get into a circumstance where you cannot truly be yourself, because it just won't end well. It's not good. So this month, as a summary, I want you guys to take some time out and really reflect on who you are and what you want in life, and make that the goal and make that the motivation, and treat yourself the way you treat others. Take time for yourself, take consideration for yourself, and prepare for a new year. Love you so much, Sagittarius, and I'll see you next time.